everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariana Ysabel. You may know me as Ariana Ysabel Beauty on Instagram, and I'm so excited that you're here today. I wanted to do a get ready with me / first impression / holiday tutorial for you guys today. I have a couple of new products that I've been dying to use from Girlactik, and I just wanted to try it out here on camera. Before we get started, I feel like I would be remiss not to mention something. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I, we live in Southern California. We actually live in Santa Barbara, where the Thomas fire is currently raging. It's been really sad, and for those of you who don't know, it's a wildfire here that started very suddenly. When it first started, it was consuming about an acre per second, which is huge, and a ton of people have lost their homes and have been evacuated. And so just make sure to keep those that are being affected by any and all wildfires just in your thoughts and your prayers. I know that that's really appreciated. I'll leave a couple links in my description box of places where you can donate your time or where you can send things to help those that are in need, because even though it's not in my backyard, it's very close for comfort. And while I don't think we'll be affected by it, fires are no joke. They can be really, really scary. And coming from the Midwest originally, we never had to deal with wildfires. But here in California, they're pretty normal. And it's just really, really sad. Like I mentioned, just make sure to keep those people that are affected by the wildfire in your thoughts and your prayers. I know that that can go a really long way, especially when you feel hopeless and helpless, like you can't do anything. So that being said, let's go ahead and get on started with this tutorial. Alright, so I've already gone ahead and primed and prepped my face. I went ahead and used moisturizer, and then I went ahead and used my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. It's been sitting on my face for a little while here. Can you see my dog? She is testing me today. Okay, come here. She's starting to be a little troublemaker. Someone just had her last set of shots. And I swear now she's a whole new dog. She likes to bark and run around a lot. And now that she knows that there's a whole outside world, she's been naughty, naughty, naughty. So say hello, Luna. She has an Instagram, which I'll link down below, because I post really, really cute pictures of her, and she's so sweet and I love her, but she drives me crazy. This is the Fenty Beauty Foundation by Rihanna. I have mine in the color 220. And then I'm just gonna use a black beauty blender, and I'm just gonna dab it into my skin. The next thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is just apply some concealer. And I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is a concealer that I have kind of like a love-hate relationship with. First thing, I'm not crazy about the way it smells. I think it's a way too strong of a scent. It smells kind of like roses, but it's just like overpowering. Alright, and then I'm just gonna use my dampened black beauty blender to blend this out. So as you saw, my husband and I got a new puppy. Her name is Luna, and we've had her since October 21st, so going on 2 months, and we don't have any kids. We've been married, my husband and I, we've been married for over a year now. We've been wanting a dog for a really long, well, I've been wanting a dog for a really long time, and we just felt like the time was right, and so we got one, and it's been very interesting. It's been very interesting. Yeah, just kind of going through the motions of, she's not a kid, like I understand that, but it feels very much like we had a baby, and it's changed our lives kind of dramatically, and it's not a bad thing. It's really, really good. But we're experiencing, it's been a long time since either of us had a puppy, so we're experiencing things kind of for the first time together, and it's been an interesting ride. And immediately what I like to do once I get my concealer on my under eyes, I crease quite a bit, so I like to immediately set my under eye area. And I don't, when I'm doing this on a daily basis, I don't bake. I put my powder down, but I don't leave it for like 20-30 minutes. I just leave it long enough to set, and I do it immediately after having just blended out my concealer, because I find that regardless of the concealer that I use, I crease like that. For my look, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette for my eyes. For my eyebrows, I'm going to use my favorite pencil at the moment. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Precision Brow Pencil. This is in the color Brunette. It's kind of funky because it doesn't have a cap at the top. It's just a little push. It has a cap down here, but no cap up here. So that's kind of just a quirk of it. I've been using this above any other brow pencil right now, which is kind of crazy for me and unheard of. But I really love how small it is. A tip that I recently picked up was when I'm creating my brow hairs up here, I always tend to go a little dark, especially when I'm starting the pressure from down here and going upwards. So a trick that I learned is to do your brow hairs backwards. So start from top to bottom. I find that I apply a lot less pressure when I do that, and I get some really beautiful brow looking hairs. The other weird thing about my brows is that they're two different shapes, so you know, you just gotta work with what you got. My brows don't always look the same. This one always is more arched, this one's always more straight. And if I have a little facelift, it'd look the same. But it just is what it is. Your brows don't, it has to be perfect. I mean, honestly, those brows look perfect every single day. And not mine. For my look, I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like a lot of people have this in their makeup arsenal, so I figure why not use it. The first thing that I want to make sure I want to do is make sure that my eyes are set. I don't know if you can see this here, but I've got some concealer that's definitely creased in there. So I'm going to set my eyes with a powder, just so that we're applying powder on powder and you get the best sort of pigmentation and look from your eyeshadow. There's not like a matte bone color in that palette, so I'm going to use a palette here from Winky Lux that I got in my BoxyCharm. This is the Kitten palette. I'm going to use the color Duchess, and I'm just going to set my eyes. I'm going to make sure that the concealer is sort of blended out first. I'm going to make sure it's not creased in there. You can also use just normal setting powder, honestly. You don't have to be this extra. You always want to use a matte shadow for this as well. The first thing that I'm going to do is just start defining my crease a little bit, just so we get a little bit of a guide. I'm going to use the color Raw Sienna, and then I'm using a Morphe E27 brush. This is the key to getting something that's fully blended. And next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to take a red ochre here, which is this color, on a smaller blending brush. This is from Royal Langnickel. This is one of their Moda Pros. This is a crease brush in BMX 30. I love these brushes. I think they're so good. And I'm just going to take red ochre right on there. And then I'm going to focus this on my crease, and then I'm going to do a halo eye. So just follow along here. So I'm going to start it out here. Because I'm going to do a halo eye, I want to leave this part here in the middle kind of free of product. It's not the biggest deal if you get it there, but just be mindful of what we're going to be doing next. So I'm going to go back in with my Morphe E27 and that Raw Sienna color that I was using, just to get everything sort of blended. The next thing that I'm going to do, this is actually the same crease brush. I'm just going to wipe it off here quickly. And then I'm going to go in with Venetian Red. It's a little bit more of a pinky red, in towards more the center part of my eye, just so I can accentuate what I'm going to do here with the halo. Now with my finger, I'm going to go ahead and take this color Antique Bronzer. I really like the shade of it. It's got like a brown pinkish undertone that I think is really beautiful. And I'm just going to take it on my ring finger, and I'm going to pat it here in the center. I'm going to take this Royal Langnickel brush again and just kind of blend. The next thing that I want to do, because I'm not super happy, I want a little bit more pink in this. I'm actually going to take one of my glow kits. This is the Moonchild glow kit. It's beautiful if you don't have it. I'm going to take this color Pink Heart just to add some pop back onto my eye. So I'm going to take a different finger. I'll take my middle finger this time. Just load up, and I'm going to just dab. And I'm gonna just ever so slightly just pack it on into the middle. And it just gives it a beautiful, I'm not sure if it's gonna read on camera, beautiful pink. So the next thing that I want to do is actually one of the new products that I have. This is from Girlactik. This is their new Luminous Face Powder. I have mine in the color Light. So it's a luminous powder that you can wear over foundation, without foundation. Comes in this beautiful package here, and it's got this really gorgeous luminousness to it. And this is actually the first time that I'm going to be using it. I'm going to use this to set my foundation. I wore a matte foundation just to see how this would affect that. And I'm just going to use this. I'm going to just dip into this when it looks like it's pretty pigmented, so let's maybe tap a little bit of that off. And I'm just going to set my face with it. I definitely see that this has brightened up my face a little bit. It's blurring my imperfections, and I'm thinking that I'm really liking this so far. Let's add like a nice healthy glow back into my skin without having to do too much. I think I really like the way that this looks on my skin. Well done, Girlactik. I'm really excited to try this out without foundation on, just so I can see if this is one of the products that I can kind of wear on the go if I'm just ready to go, just and out the door. The next product that I'm going to be trying is also from Girlactik. It's their matte bronzer. This is in the color Cabo. I've heard really, really good things. I love Girlactik. I just have their eyeliner, but I thought it was super high quality and I really, really liked it. So it wasn't like a huge stretch for me to want to get more from them. The bronzer looks like this is in the color Cabo, and I'm really excited to try this out. Okay, and then I'm going to use the synthetic brush from BH Cosmetics. Looks like a super gorgeous bronzer. It's like a very natural sort of matte bronzer. I like that it's giving me, see how it's giving me just a little bit of color. I've been just bronzing lately. I haven't been doing like the whole contour, and so I'm actually really liking the way that this one looks. And I'm noticing that my skin looks really good with this powder. And this is another newer product that I have. This is from Sigma. This is one of their blushes in the color Cor de Rosa. I don't know if that's Spanish or Italian or what. I've already used this blush a couple times, so I know that it's pretty intense. And so lately I've been applying blush more so out here than on the apples of my cheek. I just like how it's been looking more than just straight up here on top. So I'm going to use a Real Techniques blush brush. Alright, the next thing that I'm going to use is that last new product that I have, again from Girlactik. Their Face Glow in the color Luster. And it's a beautiful rose gold highlight. To apply that, I'm going to use a BH Cosmetics brush. I love the way that it's shaped. It's perfect for getting the high points of your face. Oh, that's beautiful. I can tell that this is giving me a beautiful highlight. Are highlights like natural? No. But can you get them to look kind of natural and like your skin is just glowing from within? Absolutely. And I feel like this is one of those products. And then I'm just going to use the brush that I used for my bronzer just to kind of swirl everything together and get it all to melt in and look seamless. Okay, the last new product that I'm going to use is from Girlactik, and this is their matte lip paint. I have mine in the color Bashful because I think it's one of their really, really popular colors. This is a really gorgeous nude. I really love the way that this looks. So far it feels comfortable. It hasn't dried down all the way yet. Last thing that I'm going to do to finish up my eyes is just pop on a little mascara and then we'll be all set. Alright, and just like that, our holiday tutorial is done. I really hope that you enjoyed this look. I really enjoyed creating it. Again, I love these tones for winter. They just feel cozy and comfortable, and they're perfect for the holidays coming up. Thanks so much for watching. In the meantime, since you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and leave me a comment down below. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!